how's it going, guys? I just got done recording the two videos that you've probably seen on my channel over the last few weeks. So I'm just going to record the third to make it really simple to understand something. We spoke about a lot of stuff in the last two videos, so definitely check those out. This is going to be kind of a three-parter or two-parter of those videos. It's all going to be part of it. Get rid of this. This is what we want to continue. So the main thing that I wanted to talk about today was basically a side of management that maybe you haven't thought about before or haven't learned before. And it's going to be in accordance to the 3-box methodology, which I suggest that you check out my video on that before you go ahead with this video. And the basic premise of it is to recognize that breaking even too early doesn't exist. It's more so just breaking even when it's right to break even, and then following that setup over and over again until it creates profitability for you. Right? And when you do that, what it's going to do is it's going to create a system where even when you have the setup and you're looking for it, and it does happen, even when this occurs and it doesn't run the next high, you can either A, be profitable on that setup, or B, never even take a loss of any sort on that. Right? And part of that is understanding how this 3-box methodology, again, works across time frames. And I talk about that in depth in my last video. But in this video, I'm going to break it down from a very simple perspective so you know, understand, and can utilize it in your own trading. So, very simply, as you all know, I teach you guys to view the 3-box methodology as an impulse of some sort. So in this case, it could be a bullish one, right? Bullish impulse. And SND as part of that impulse, aka the very nicely taught now across YouTube structure SND confirmation, which is everything I've ever taught, or as other people like to call it, bias, POI. Get in, right? Whatever you gotta call it, or the target the liquidity, or whatever people say. It doesn't really matter. I'm thankful that people have learned from me and are able to take that and I guess deliver it in a little bit of a different way. It sucks seeing the exact same thing taught the exact same way. It's kind of weird, but you know what you're gonna do. I love it. I appreciate it, and you guys have made it more than enjoyable for me to teach it, and I'm so passionate about doing it, so I'm going to continue doing my best to teach you. So you have the 3-box methodology being met here, and once again, you're waiting for that confirm of that POI, that AOI, or as I like to teach, as that demand zone. Right, and all that means is, as price gets there, you're looking for that transfer of weak to strong hands, that transfer away, that entry, or that failure to go, and then maybe another entry here, and then that run on the next liquidity. Right? And as you all know, as we've taught before, it's not always the case that you're going to get this run on the next liquidity, right? Especially when you get an entry. A lot of the time, what's going to happen, this is very normal, this is how trading works, and this is why it works. Price can either A, just do this, in which case you never even got a confirm, so you shouldn't ever count this as a failed analysis. It's actually a good analysis, and that's why the 3-box methodology is taught the way it is. And other than that, you know, you can have another scenario. So scenario 1. Scenario 2 would be, you know, you get that impulse, you have your S&D, price comes into it, maybe tiny mitigation, it just goes through, right? And you're sat there wondering how you lost that trade. Now, something you need to recognize really quickly, so scenario 1, scenario 2, is in scenario 1, you're correct. You should never be upset. That money is money that you save now, and it's not an analysis that's lost. This is part of trading. Ranges are not going to be held up all the time. The footprints are not always held up, and it's just not the way that we're going to trade. Instead, we accustom, we be flexible, and we look for our next. Or if it breaks down again, we get flexible and we accustom ourselves to our next. Or we look at the higher time frame and see where we are. Scenario 2, though, on the other hand, is basically what can make or break someone as a profitable trader. And what I mean by that is people that are able to, 1, test their system, and then 2, manage it accordingly, will make the system very profitable for themselves. And on the other hand, those that get in and really just kind of hold on for dear life. And this is what happened to me when I was in my retail journey, and what I've seen happen to a lot of people are basically going to lose money, right? Because what a lot of us do is when we see our entry, whatever it might be, and we get in, right? We want to wait to break even until price is like anywhere like years ahead of where we were in, right? Like we're not okay with breaking even here. We want to break even if price is really far up, right? That's 1. And 2, if it goes against us, we are just willing to just hold that and take that loss, right? So what I do to basically offer you a psychological bit of help, but also to take you to the next level from this 3-box methodology standpoint, is you know, ask yourself, why are you willing to let it go against you so heavily, but not willing to manage it accordingly when it does go for you, right? Well, the answer is because you're greedy and you want to make that money, as we all do. But that's not a good trait, or a trait that's going to last you long if you want to be involved in these markets profitably and consistently and successfully, right? So what I'm going to offer you today is your own risk management system that will literally save you heaps of money and time, but you need to go and test it, and you need to apply it, and you need to apply it under the way that I teach it. So what's going to happen, what you're going to look for, okay, is when you have this 3-box methodology met and you get your entry, you want to follow the inside structure of that mitigation, okay? And you want to break even basically, or half your risk as fast as you can without taking any money off. So that means that you might already be break even on this entry here when price is right here. That can happen. But notice how this never comes back to price. What you need to realize about price is that if you're right about the direction that it's going in and you get into a buy, the likelihood, if you're right, of price coming all the way back down is actually lower. If you're right, what's going to happen is price is just going to take off and run. Because what's happened is you've gotten involved on that footprint, as I teach you to do. And if that footprint is correct, that price is ready to accumulate and run fast and basically undergo its Wyckoff markup in this case, right? Unless it's like or markdown based on where you are in the market, right? Markup or markdown. So if the markup is happening and price is ready to run, it's gonna run. Similarly, if you look here, remember I spoke about this entry right here a week ago, so definitely check out that video because it's very important. Let's go back down to that 1 second entry, right? I spoke about the fact that I went break even on this right after this candle right here, right? And notice that if I'm right about the direction, price is going to want to push away from there, right? It's not going to want to sit around my entry. So as a result, you should manage your expectations or your managed trades in consideration of that, knowing that if you're right, price is going to run. And if you're wrong, price is going to play around or even start dipping down into your stop loss. So what do you do against that? What can you do to prevent those kind of things? Well, under that 3-box methodology that I teach you guys, what you need to do is follow that inner 3-box methodology that happens and follow those 3-box methodologies to start breaking even as quick as you possibly can. I need you to test this. So what we mean by that is if we go inside of this right now, so let's go inside of it right here, right? And let's look at this as that Wyckoff area right here. That's that box right there. Here it is, okay? Price comes in, boom, right? A lot more, boom, that's your break, whatever comes down. There's your entry, right there is your entry, right? Then it starts breaking up. At that point, the second this breaks even this high, what have we done? We've created a 3-box system, right? A new 3-box strategy. The same thing with an impulse and SND occurs right here, right? Box 1, box 2. Before it even retraces or keeps going long, it doesn't matter. Already in this scenario, this trade at this specific entry price should already be break even. Right? A lot of people aren't willing to do that. A lot of people, what they want to do is wait for this price to come and hit some kind of big partial. Boom, partial. Now they'll go to break even. Right? But what happens a lot of the time is instead, price will do something like this. Right? And what does that look like on a higher time frame? Well, it looks like this, right? Break a structure, comes in, gives a little push up, keeps going short. And you're like, oh, I keep getting stopped out. What the fuck? Why do I keep getting stopped out? Bullshit. Fuck smart money. Right? But in reality, right, the smart money move that needed to occur has already occurred, and it didn't need to do more than that. The composite man got what he wanted. The institutions that got involved in this footprint or made that footprint got mitigated or remitigated whatever they needed to and are ready to switch that bias. On the other hand, if they're not, this 3-box is going to hold more times than not. Now, sometimes you're going to have the unlucky likelihood of it coming to grab it and then going off of your entry and it hits your break even. That happens. It happens to me all the time. I take break evens on trades that then run. It's okay. That's part of trading. Get used to it or quit. Yeah. You know, like this industry isn't for you if you're not able to recognize that you're taking parts out of the market. You're taking small moves out of the market or big moves but you're always going to be small. The composite man is huge. Institutions are huge. You're a tiny person in this market, right? We're midgets. Let's enjoy it, right? Let's be those midgets, but we get to pull out like the best earnings. That was a weird analogy, but my point is, if that smart money move isn't done and that footprint is actually there to stand, that price is usually going to either hit and just run, or B, just gonna run. Just like you saw up here in the entry that I showed you last video, right? Which means that what you want to do is, based on the new 3-box methods that form, you want to look for a way to break even as soon as possible. Now, as these 3-box methodologies form, I do not suggest that you move your trail in accordance to them, because what happens, as we all know, is as 3-box methodologies are built, they're also taken out for the purpose of being rebuilt on a new time frame. And if you just manage to each new 3-box, you're going to be taken out with these reaccumulations or these wicks that take you out. So instead, look for a way to break even and then allow that price to do what it needs to do and partial along the way on the high side rather than move up your stop loss. That is a much better way to get involved and to take money out of the market and to experience the actual large runs. Because guess what? We go to a higher time frame here. The reality is, once smart money has and again, this happens on all time frames. You can look anywhere. I'm just zooming into a random area. Once smart money has undergone the accumulation it needs to undergo, it's not there to sit around and keep doing it over and over again. Instead, it's ready to run and run it up. Which means if you're in it and not trailing, that entry, as you partial, can just run and run and run and run and run and run and run, right? And that is how you build profitability in your portfolio, especially from a standpoint of letting a position just become something you don't even expect, right? What's funny is I make more money in this market out of the things that I don't expect than the things that I do expect. Why? Because I follow a very basic entry criteria that is met across all time frames. And sometimes that entry criteria gets me out right there and then go short, but sometimes that becomes that footprint that is ready to set the precedent for a completely insane run. And all of a sudden, that normal 1 to 10, 1 to 5, whatever it might be, is a 1 to 80, 1 to 100, 1 to 1 to 300, and you're just sitting there going, oh, I didn't expect that, but I'll take it. And that's what trading is literally about. It's about recognizing that what you do is going to make you money, and allowing yourself to allow that to make you money is going to make you even more money. It's a weird concept to figure out and to understand, but that's literally all it is. So what I want you to take out of this is basically a normal risk management approach and a protocol to following these type of entries, right? Let me show you another example, and that'll be the end of the video after, because we're going to keep these short. We're going to keep them very educative, and I want to make sure that you guys are learning, right? Let's go back and see if I can get all the trades I had on here back on. I don't know if we can, but I hope we can, from last week. So let's find out. Oh, I think I did it. Did I? No shot. Nope, I didn't. Sadly. Sadly, I did not. All right, well, nonetheless, we can bring up an example of, you know what? We'll just go right into the Discord, and we're going to go into Momentum Flex trade ideas, and we're going to break down a simple entry, okay? So right here, we're just going to look at this. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I took a sell, so you can see right here, we were looking for reasons to go sell. I was looking for this to break down and then to go short. Off of that, we got my entry on my short right there. So price is literally just around entry, right there. Now, when do you think I break even this, right? So let's, I mean, you can already see it, but when do you think I break even this? Do I break it even down here, way down here at partials? Nope. You see this little thing right here? That's its own new 3-box forming. If price breaks down right now, right, that's a 3-box method, right? So let me show you this. Let's go into Paint. Okay. So what we have here, right, is the 3-box methods forming. Let's go with a red, right? So we have a 3-box, right? Within that 3-box, we have a 3-box. That's the 3-box I entered. Stop loss just had above it. I had another entry set here, but that's fine. So where's the target? This low of that 3-box, right? Price is getting there. Now, if price runs that low, what have we made? This will be the new 3-box, right? Wherever that low goes to, which means the S&D is here. somewhere in here. Which means what? Right? The second we break this low right here, what does that mean? That means price should never, if it wants to continue short, return above this point, because that's the next 3 bucks. Which means the second that is made, I'm break even on this trade, right? So that's the next 3 bucks approach. We're waiting, right? So we're waiting, and right there, just took a sell, waiting to break even. I moved to break even. Where did I move to break even? Right there. The second this candle broke, right, what do you see? Again, same thing. So once again, what have we created? We're waiting for the next 3 bucks to be created from this high. It's waiting, waiting, waiting. Boom, breaks. That 3 bucks is actually created right here. Right, there it is. Here's your entire 3 bucks. Right there. So price should never, price can maybe do this, right? Come in and then go short, but it shouldn't reach above this point unless it's a tiny little absorption and then it goes. Which means at that point, I'm already break even on this trade. Now again, this applies to all time frames, right? Just because I'm a trader on the very low time frames doesn't really mean anything, right? So if we go here, wait, where was it? I can't really view it right now, but basically, you know, this looks like, if this is a 1 second chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So about 20 seconds until I was break even on this trade, because the next 3 bucks method formed, right? So there we are, break even, and I haven't even taken a partial yet. But you can see there's my break even, and I'm just waiting, right? Price begins to go down. First partials were secured at that low, kept going lower, right? I'm still just waiting at that break even, and I think price comes. Oh no, this is where we are still, just waiting, right? And then price, and then I close out because of this. What's going on here? Closing before spread hours, and then it comes and hits this, but this was during spread hours, so I was closed. Right, we can go up here and look at another like quick example just for the fun of it, right? Let's go find another nice entry if we can. Okay, sure. So let's copy this over to Paint and let's go over it again, right? Let's follow that same 3 box method, right? So once again, we get into a trade. Oops, let's move this over here. Okay, great. So once again, we get into a trade right there on that 3 box method, right? Here's your 3 box one. Right, boom. We're looking to sell. Oh my god, this is huge. Can I make it smaller? Beautiful. Looking to sell this. That's that entry, right? Price breaks down. The second it breaks this, where is the 3 box method? Right here. Boom, boom. So am I willing to break even yet? No. Why? Because price can still reach up into here, right? Come here and then go short as part of this 3 box here. So I'm waiting, still waiting. What do we see next? Price comes up, breaks. What do we have now? A 3 box method that is under the entry price of my entry. So what does that mean? That means I am now break even, right? We have, here's our down push. Here's our, let me get rid of this, sorry. Here we go. Here's my down push. Here's my SND. So in my mind now, price shouldn't get above this unless it's just doing a small absorption and going short. Now that's exactly what it did, and that's another scale and opportunity right there. But it should never reach up into here. So again, a great example of, on the lower time frames, I'm break even already without a single take profit, right? That's that break even. Now I can go back and find another entry if we can. Let's see. Right, and then we get our first partial, we get our second partial, and then it comes back up to break even. Right, again, it looks like a loss when we zoom out because overall my target was here and much lower. But it's a profitable trade, right? We'll go up here. Let's find another one. These were the higher time frame ones. So I guess those are the only ones I fully sent out. Is this a different trade? Oh, there's another entry here. Okay, beautiful. So we'll copy this over. I think this one's a little different. Let's make sure it is, but I think it is. Let's double check that it is. Right, and even when it's hard to see, we can still... What am I doing here? Where's my entry? What is happening? Okay, oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So, once again, same thing is happening, right? We have a big 3 box setup. We get involved. So now we're just going to have to draw this in as best as we can, right? We get involved on what? This 3 box. There it is. there's that 3-box methodology. We get in on that limit because I've had multiple 3-box methods line up, right? 3-box method right here. Happy to take it short. Overall target is here. You see that? And then it's part of a bigger 3-box, so the bigger target is even further down. But whatever. Let's go ahead, go to the right here. So we get in. Now, when do you think I broke even on this? Price breaks this low. How does it break it? From here. You see this? 3-box method right there. From that high to that low. So, right after that candle, I was already break even on this chart. Right? So very quickly you can see that how you can be wrong about a move and still basically have all your capital protected, or be very right. Because the truth about the market is, if you're right about the footprint or the 3-box method, you're going to be in that trade and it's going to run. And it's not really going to come back unless it's not part of that big footprint that wants to run the price. And instead it might come back, play around, right? Maybe it'll still drop off. But if it doesn't need to, it'll come back. And a lot of people already see this as a loss, when in reality, it's literally a win, right? You count this as a big win. And that's just the truth of it, right? And you can see then price, without ever coming back to break even, comes to hit our first partial. Beautiful, right? So again, this is just trying to showcase to you what you need to do from a risk management perspective, or how much goes into the risk management side, right? People call it a cliche when people tell you to focus on the risk management side, or say like, oh, trading is 80% psychology and risk management. But it's a cliche because it's true. Focus on your management and you'll be confused how many times you can be wrong but still make money and be correct. I take a lot of break-evens and a lot of losses, right? And it's fine because, I mean, you guys can clearly anyone that has any idea about how RR works, if you don't watch my other videos, knows that, you know, over time a system like this is gonna actually create consistent profitability on a level that's, you know, unbeknownst to a lot of people. And that's great, right? So all I want you to take out of this is, across any time frame, you can use this 3-box mentality to break even on things, right? I think I had a crazy trade on Gala, USDT, whatever it was. I broke this down for the mentorship, and I actually showed you guys a video of me breaking this down before it happened. So we actually predicted this entire move before it ever happened. And this was all on a 4-hour chart. So go to a 4-hour chart. I'm not going to break down everything here, but again, the same thing is prominent, right? 3-box setup. Okay? When do you think I was broken even on this? Right, so let's play another game once again, right? Let's go ahead, go like this. Right, like let's just play a game on this. So let's open this up. Okay. What the heck did I just do? Okay, beautiful. So, once again, we have a 3-box setup that we're getting involved in. Here's that 3-box we're actually taking, right? This is the 3-box we're getting in on. We get in on that 3-box off the Wyckoff, right? We get in right there, okay? I'm not going to break down this entry right now, but that's fine. We broke this down in the mentorship, and I actually have a video on the free YouTube where I show you me breaking this down way before it happened, before price even ran any of this. We actually sent this buyout right here. So this was the confirm of a new 3-box setup. Where? 1, 2, confirm. So when do you think I broke even? Okay, we broke the high. Okay, where's the 3-box now? Right here. So do we break even yet? Nope, because it can still come back. Where? Into this zone and then go long, which would be a break even. But what do you think I did the second price broke that high? I went to break even. Why? Because if this low is a low and then it's breaking the high, whatever high this makes, it doesn't matter what this high is. This high could, like, the second this breaks, I'm break even on this because the new 3 boxes began to be drawn. And the reality is, price or smart money or the composite man should never take price back below this area unless it's not part of the real footprint of the main move. And as a result, what do you think occurs? Well, that's when we had our absolutely insane explosion on that. And again, notice the type of RR. I mean, you can all understand this RR is absurd, and it's on a 4-hour chart. So it's regardless of what time frame you're on. Follow this risk management system. You'll be very surprised as to what it does for you in terms of psychology, in terms of management, in terms of your overall balance, your account. Again, demo everything. This is not financial advice. This is all just my everything I've learned over the time that I've spent myself teaching, learning, and trading, and its perspective. So, use it as you will. Nonetheless, I hope that this risk management side of trading helped a lot of you understand how you can make something that might not appear to be profitable extremely profitable and turn it into something that can make you a shit ton of money, right? So even though, again, same thing here, even though I'm bearish to here and here for EU and looking for that price to move down, again, I might be wrong about this. I said that in my other videos. I might be wrong. Even though I'm bearish on this, does it mean that if it does this, I'm going to lose money? No, not at all. If anything, I could even make money on the buyout because, if my lower time frames start to shift in the form of so let's see. If price starts to shift above these, I'm looking for buys already, right here. Otherwise, we're looking to take that down, and that's fine, right? As per the mentorship today in the webinar or on 2/20, because this is going to be uploaded a little bit later. But use the 3-box methodology as an entry system, as an understanding system, as a smart money system that takes into account all these other marketing tools a lot of people are using. AOI is the 5 steps or liquidity. None of this is needed, right? Inducement, I think, is now a big one in the smart money space. It's great to have different ways of thinking about things, but recognize this 3-box takes into account everything you'll ever need from a smart money side perspective. And if you basically test it well enough and use that same 3-box for your entry as well as your risk management, holy, you guys don't even know what is possible. Actually, you probably do. If you follow me on Instagram, you know what our mentorship students have been able to do. I post updates there all the time. But nonetheless, if you want to be part of that mentorship and take this knowledge that you're getting here, but take it to a completely new level with a bunch of other people, like-minded individuals that are on your level, below your level, and even significantly above your level, definitely consider that. I look forward to speaking with you if you do end up joining the mentorship. Look forward to reading your comments. If you don't and want to just leave a comment, I appreciate you all more than you know. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you, guys.